so windy, and you know that you're going to get games like this during the year, how do you try to make that adjustment on the football? How do you try to play with the wind? Because it's certainly going to be on game day too.
Just focus. I just feel like whether it's windy, rainy, snow, I feel like focus is going to trump all of that. So whether the ball, if we're throwing into the wind, if it's hanging up, you know it's going to hang up, so you got to go back and get it. And if we're throwing against the wind, you got to go run, put your head down and go get it. So it's just focus. Focus out trumps all that.
How do you feel like the relationship that's coming along between the wide receiver room and the quarterback room?
I feel like it's coming together good. We've been working with each other since the wintertime. Since Ben got here, Mason, we've all been working. We've all been jogging through plays, asking, like, if we overthrow a ball, like, hey, what'd you see here? If you want me to take a better release, give you more room. Just having that communication is building our trust a lot. Just a lot of communication, a lot of reps, mental reps and physical reps.
And then, obviously, you guys know that blocking is very important if you want to be able to play, whether you're blocking on a pass play or blocking on a running play. How do you go about making sure that you're blocking the right way?
Yeah, blocking's a big emphasis in our offense because, like Coach said, you got to earn the ball. So if you're not blocking, why would we throw you a go route? You feel me? So just blocking, attention to detail, and making sure that we're blocking because most of our blocking is screens, so you're blocking for the guys in our room. So receivers block for receivers. So just taking pride in blocking and making sure that we execute and driving, punching, all the little things, just details.
Collins, you know, when you come in as the number one guy on the team, how do you try to set the tone for your other wide receivers?
I just keep telling myself to attack every single day, every single rep. The young guys will follow, so I just got to keep going as hard as I can, hopefully, though. And I just got to just coach them up and make sure they understand how we practice, how we play. So.
Well, one of the ways you guys play and practice is fast. How do you guys feel like you're picking up the speed that you guys have to play with in order to run the offense the way that Coach Higgins wants to?
Coach Higgins wants to go so fast, but we can always be faster. I mean, we just got to keep repping, keep going. So we just got to keep attacking every day.
And then talk about the relationship building. How close do you feel like you're getting on the same page with the quarterbacks?
I mean, we go out to practice every single day. So we do routes and stuff. I mean, we just work on time and everything.
Kingsley, I've asked all the guys, but how do you feel like the relationship's going between the wide receiver room and the quarterback room and getting you guys on the same timing, same page?
I feel like it's going good. We have a lot of respect for each other in both rooms. We know we can make plays. The quarterbacks can make the throws. So, like you said, it's just about getting the chemistry, about getting on the same page. So we talk to them every day. We try to make them our best friends because I feel like the stronger relationship we have off the field is going to help us on the field. So that's really the big thing for us right now, just getting in our playbooks together, watching film together outside of, when we're on the field. And I feel like it's going to make our chemistry a lot better. But we're getting there for sure.
TK obviously was a huge part of your offense last year, but Malik had said that he feels like maybe top to bottom you have more depth this year. Do you feel that way, and how do you guys try to continue to build more depth with the new players you have at that position?
I definitely feel like we have more depth. I feel like we have 1s, 2s, and 3s that can play on any Saturday or any whatever day we play on. So I feel like that's one of our big strengths this year. Just having that depth, having, the trust in the guys behind you to go make a play, me to go make a play, Trenden to go make a play, Malik, Shannon. So, excuse me. So, yeah, I feel like the depth is big, like Malik said, and just adding to that depth is going to be huge. Getting the right guys for the program and for the culture. Oh, sorry. For the culture, I feel like that'd be really big. So, yeah.
I'll give you a second to cough it out here. When you look at Coach at the end of practice, and he's talking about, hey, this is the kind of things that we need to do to be successful in a league like the MIAA. How much do you guys as a team take that to heart, knowing that there are guys in Central Oklahoma and Northwest Missouri and all these other places that are doing the things because they want that MIAA championship?
It just makes us work harder. In the Zone 6 room, the receiver room that we like to call it, we just try to go that we the breadwinners. We try to be the breadwinners. We try to put the points on the board. So it gives us a chip on our shoulder. It makes us work harder every day off the field and on the field, knowing that we have something to prove and everybody's working towards the same goal. Everybody wants the MIAA championship. So you're not the only one out here during fall camp. You're not the only one out here running 100-some plays. So we just feel like that gives us a bigger chip on our shoulder. And also being that we dropped 3 games last year, we already have that chip going into fall camp. So I feel like it's really huge for us and it's going to push us farther and get us to where we need to be. Thank you.
Sir. How do you feel like you've made the adjustment as the new guy into the program, and how quickly are you able to pick things up so far?
I would say that I made leaps since the spring, because the spring when I first got here was real fast. Everything was real fast, the passing, the tempo, stuff like that. But now as I got closer in the fall, I think I'm picked it up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think I've picked it up pretty good.
How do you guys feel like the relationship is going with the quarterback room that you have this year, with some new faces and one guy who's been here for a bit?
Yeah, I think our chemistry has gotten way better since the spring. I mean, when we first got in here, timing was a little off, throws were a little off, speed was a little off. But I think as we worked real hard during the summer, and as we go in the fall, we've gotten real better and closer together, I would say. So yeah.
Today, obviously, this is the first real traditional hot day of camp. How have you guys been able to handle that and try to battle these near triple-digit heats? There probably is 100 on the field.
Yeah, just drinking a lot of water, just a lot of H2O, man. I'm just really having to grind through, just dig deep. Everybody's been having to dig deep, so yeah, it's been fun. Yeah.
Good job, man. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Wind today, you've got heat today. It's the hottest day of practice. So a lot of adversity for the passing game. How do you feel like your wide receivers dealt with it all today?
They're all right. Probably a little too many drops out there today, but that's expected. It's kind of that midpoint of camp a little bit in that first week, but it's all right. Everybody else is dealing with it too. So, we just got to keep making the plays, staying focused, and do the little things.
Certainly with Tyler Common leaving with the Colts now, there's a big opportunity for a lot of receptions and a lot of targets that he took up last year that he's not going to be here for. How do you feel like Trenden Collins, maybe never going to replace Tyler Common, but can at least step up and be that number one guy for you?
Yeah, it's tough to replace a guy like TK, but Trendon's done a great job. Obviously we moved him and put him in a position to do so with our offense and everything. But it's going to take everybody, and I think we have a deep unit, and that's more what it's about, is our depth and being able to create the production everywhere instead of just one guy. So TK's as good as it gets, but we have a lot of good receivers coming back, and we're excited for them.
And one of the guys that isn't coming back, a new guy, Shannon Henry, he's been getting some run with the first stringers at times. What have you seen out of him and his development since he came in and maybe was a little bit behind in the spring, but is caught up now?
Yeah, behind this, I wouldn't even say that. Shannon's a smart guy. He picked things up really well. He kind of ran in the same position a little bit towards the end of the spring. And he's done a great job, man. Exactly what we've asked of him, and he brings something different, man. He's a big body, big, strong kid, and we have a lot of speed out there, so it's a nice change up with his size, his athleticism, to give us something a little different, for sure.
Did you see the Colts last night?
I did, absolutely. Yeah, I watched a little bit.
Talk about TK when you saw it.
NFL's a little different. You could see some of that, man, but he's doing some of the same things. Got open on one. I know there's one play he's thinking about a little bit he's got to make, but I believe in that kid, and anybody that's ever watched him, I wouldn't doubt him ever. He's a competitor. He works harder than anybody. He'll be ready to go for the next game, and I expect big things to continue for him, for sure. Good. Yeah.
Thanks,
all right, fellas. Yep.
This is a Kansas fall, fall camp, summer day practice with wind and heat. How do you feel like you guys took it all in and handled it today?
I think that thought we had a good day. We're right starting to get into the thick of it right now, so a lot of things going on. I think that it's important for the coaches just to remind the players, and right now you have an opportunity to maybe separate yourself, whether it's competition within your position or just getting better as a team right now. So I thought we had a good practice. It definitely wasn't a bad practice. Yes, did we make mistakes? No question, but I felt like they had the right type of mindset. I felt like that.
You mentioned at the end about the MIAA, and you've talked a couple of times about this league being the MIAA. How important is it for you, with so many new guys that haven't gone through an association schedule before, to let them know that you're working hard out here, but they're working hard in Maryville and Topeka and Pittsburgh and all these other places, because all these schools, I think there's a lot of schools that think they got a chance to win the league championship this year.
Yeah, I think there's multiple teams that have some of the new faces, just because of the COVID year and everything. But I that's a great question, Blake. I mean, I can't fly a drone over there. It's illegal to see what they're doing in practice. But that's where the players, they need to listen. I mean, hopefully they're listening. and I can't make them listen. I can only give them the message, and same thing with the coaches, giving them the messages, and where they hear it. A lot of times, that's where it does worry you as a coach that these 55 new guys have not been really in an MIAA contest yet. So some of them, they're going to learn by trial, by just getting thrown into the fire, and they're gonna see what it's like, So, but at the end of the day, Blake, and I know it sounds cliché, but we truly got to just think about each day getting better that day. I mean, right now the day's not over. We got to come back. Get treatment if we need to get treatment. We need to take care of our bodies right now. That's important. We need to lock in and film, take the proper notes. Don't just wait till you go in or when you're going to show up on film to pay attention. Learn to try to grasp everything you can, especially if I'm a new guy.
Coach, for the second consecutive year, you probably are tasked with trying to replace the greatest to ever play that position at Emporia State in terms of the wide receiver room. Do you feel like you maybe have more depth in that position this year with the new guys that you've brought in and some of the returners that you have back?
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I think we have more depth than we've had here, maybe since I've been here. And we've had, yes, the greatest, just got done, but we've had a lot of good ones. There's a lot of them fall into that category of really being a great receiver here in this football program. So I think now I'm looking for that one guy to be that guy. I think that we have that guy in place, and he's getting better every day. I think that we feel like that with our tempo and the way that we play, that we can play a lot of receivers this year because we do have the type of depth that we have. I did not watch it, but what I did, I recorded it, and then I went home and I just fast forwarded through everything until he got in the game, until TK got in the game, and I watched all his plays. So that's what I did. Hadn't had an opportunity to talk to him. I'm sure getting into first action NFL game. I mean, it's like playing as a true freshman. It's like what I talked about. You really don't know till you gotta really get in there and see what it's like. So, but yeah, I did. I recorded, went home. I'm sure a lot of coaches did the same thing.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, you bet.